Most times, it takes a disaster to jolt us into fixing things after they are not right among us. After Friday's night explosion at an illegal refinery in Ohaji-Egbema local government area of Imo State, security agents have begun a search for owners and operators of illegal refineries in the states. Meanwhile, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said the death toll in the explosion has risen to 110. GKB, what is happening?
What is happening is what the Americans will call hiding in plain sight. We know about these illegal refineries a long time. Try to reverse Imo, especially that access, but yes, reverse Imo. And they are not hidden. They are not something that you find deep inside the bush. Most of them are roadside, and that's why Port Harcourt is not covered with soot because of the things that are happening. Your intro has said it all. We tend to be reactive, not proactive. And this, of course, is the danger that we face as a people, because people don't take intelligence seriously, either for lack of manpower or simply because they don't care. Because remember that even in rivers, they've been warned that this might happen over the course of the last 1 year. And now we are looking at Southern Imo, and it's happening. And we are now trying to clean out what everybody who lives in the area are aware of do exist. So what we need to do is that we have to pay more emphasis to intelligence and not wait for bad things to happen before we move in. We are too reactive. It's not really in our best interest.
Actually, this is the effect of unemployment, the effect of people very careless in the community. And you see, like, the number of people that, I'm sure this 110, this number will increase.
Yes.
The number of people that actually,
some of them ran into the river in the hope that they could be protected, but they still got killed. My issue with our people is that, or with the government and community leaders as well, is they know, or they knew that this illegal refinery was there. They knew the leader. But what were they doing? You didn't arrest the sponsor or the person who owns the illegal refinery. It is after this thing had happened that we are now issuing
looking for
a statement declaring him wanted. And you are saying if he likes himself, he should surrender himself to the security agents. Of course, he's not going to surrender himself unless we get hold of him. He knows that he's going to jail, and he will try his best
to get his way out of Nigeria.
He will try his best to get out of this country from the illegal money that he has made from stealing our oil. There are consequences for oil theft. There have been occasions when these guys broke pipelines. The most devastating of all was the Jersey pipeline. The Jersey pipeline that they broke led to the killing of more than 300 Nigerians, burnt beyond recognition. Yet, after that, we've had other disasters, similar disasters, before this one. The question is, what have we done? We know that people are operating illegal refineries. We know. But why have we made it possible for them to get away with stealing from our country? We've got to stop them.
Because you need a kind of investment.
We've got to stop
invest
them.
into this.
We've got to stop them. You can't be stealing from the country. You can't. And there are even consequences to the environment, to even the individuals who are stealing crude oil. Since 1998, when we had the Jersey disaster, we have had several others. We was talking about Port Harcourt being covered by soot. Of course, it is a consequence of this, because they are constantly burning. They are constantly burning. And when they burn, it damages the environment. You see black smoke everywhere. It's covering parts of Port Harcourt, and people are having respiratory diseases. So the government ought to stop these refineries from working. We know where they are. I know that the Navy has been doing its best in this area.
The community leaders, they will know their location.
Everybody.
In fact, I saw a story where the Navy was said to have impounded 1 million liters of crude oil. 1 million liters. Look, the stealing of Nigerian crude has serious international dimensions, because if you steal 1 million liters, where are you going to sell it?
Do we have
people waiting to buy these things and then take them abroad?
They're waiting in Cotonou.
Because it was a ship. It was a ship that the naval officers yes. So where are we going? They're taking it out of the country. So the level of oil theft has to be addressed, especially this illegal bunkering that is happening. This bunkering that is happening, illegal running of refineries. We have to address it. Otherwise, this kind of disasters will not stop.
GKB, I don't know. It's not a big deal again.
Yeah.
But the cost of human life is something that is quite worrisome.
I'll tell you something personally. I've met people before who told me that they are bunkers. That's how flagrant that it has become. And I live at Ohaji-Egbema. About 3 years ago, if you remember, there was this massive explosion.
Yeah. More than 3 years ago.
And if you saw it, you fear God, because the fire was moving through the channels and linking up neighborhoods. You don't have any neighborhoods that will take. If there is a man that owns a big petrol station in our area, had to commit the ultimate sacrifice, because all his investments got burnt. About 150 cars he brought in 2 days earlier. Yet the route that was cleared by NNPC, including the one that ran through the middle of a church. So whenever you think they are praying to God, they are helping themselves. Has now been rebuilt. And I think they asked me, I'll take them there. It's still at Ohaji-Egbema at Okoba. It's there. I was there 3 days ago and I was aghast. Because what happened 3 years ago was so massive that people are not even willing to move near anything of that. But now the buildings are back. The churches have sprung up again, and the land that they demarcated, that this is the pipeline, has not been covered up with shops.
And they will still be stealing.
Sometimes we blame government for everything. It's very quick for us to blame government for everything. But even Nigerian citizens were not so patriotic. You see NNPC right of way, you see where you have restrictions and everything. People will still build, develop that area, and the instruction is always there that don't come near this place. But people will still bring this thing to buy, sell there, and from there, these guys will start.
So it's wherever you have pipelines, young people think it's an opportunity to go and steal crude oil, or even refined PMS.
We're looking at
I was told that there was a time the NNPC, because in the past we used to send petroleum products to the depots through the pipelines. We have since stopped, and that is what is compounding the problem that we have. We are by tankers now to come all the way from the north,
burning our roads.
Yes, destroy our roads in the process. These roads are not meant to carry dead weight. They all come here.
They come to Lagos
and then travel all the way. We even created funds to take care of their
petroleum
going and coming, so that we can have the same price across board. That was why they created that petroleum equalization fund. Now, this NNPC sent word out that it was going to send petrol through the pipelines to the depots. What did we see? They first sent ordinary water. To tell you that these boys got information through their agents in NNPC and other places. They broke the pipelines at different points, hoping to scoop petrol. It turned out that it was water. So that was how They eventually didn't bother to. It was the former Minister of State that said this. Not even I was there, listening to him at an event saying it, that they just tested the waters by pumping water, pumping ordinary water, and our people had already breached the pipelines in different places, hoping that that appointed day to pump petrol had come. In the end, it was ordinary water. From there, they knew that it makes no sense to try this. If we tried petrol, that's how they would have breached it, and it's possible that even in the process there could be a disaster. That's why we have depots here and there. The reasons for having those depots are defeated because these guys are simply breaking pipelines.
Is that terrible?
In future, we must we must look at the pipeline architecture and go further down, go by far into the soil, so that these people won't be able to access petroleum products through the pipelines. Some of them who also break gas pipelines. It's not gas that they are looking for.
That's so dangerous.
It's not gas they are looking for. They don't know the difference between gas pipeline and. So when they breach the gas pipeline, they ensure that gas that Egbema thermal station and other gas-fired power plants should use, gas won't get to them. Nigerians will now hear that, there is what was it called? System failure. That's what causes it sometimes. Because if majority of the power stations don't have access to gas at any given time, it's going to lead to system failure, because there has to be a level of supply of gas before they will be able to. So it's just a big problem. Young people risking their lives for a little money. How much does this Okenze, or what's the owner of the illegal refinery, how much does he pay them? Maybe it's just peanuts. Now they've lost their lives. Now burnt beyond recognition. He might still
be alive. His children will still be alive somewhere and everything.
He would be alive. He would not join them at the field. Now why will he join them? He won't join them now.
That's not his
job. He doesn't have to go there. As long as they are bringing the money for him, his agents will be there, and I'm sure a lot of his agents will have died too. 110 people, it's a national disaster, just as the president said. That's a huge number to lose.
I'm telling you, 110. And I'm sure these guys
and it will be higher than that.
It will be higher. This ahead. We'll see.